So, hello everyone. I hope everything is okay. My name is AZIZA OUKAROUM. I'm English teacher in international school, from middle school and high school. Okay, dear students, miss you so much. I'm looking for to see you in international school. As you know, today I'm gonna to teach you or to make a quick remind about simple past that you have seen, for example, last year in 7th grade. So this lesson today is for level 8th grade middle school. So let's get started. Are you ready? Let's go. So here we have the first caricature. Can you tell me what did you see in this first caricature? Okay, so maybe you can see here we have the director, or can say an employee or employer and employee, okay? And the same time for both the caricatures here. But here we have, so what did you do all last week? And the second question, I worked to create use case for a special project. In the other one, they say, what happened to the culture of trust and the empowerment? And can you tell me what you see the answer of the second caricature? Okay, so the answer is, the good news is that we were able to solve the work-life balance problem for our analysis with more work. That's good. Can you tell me what are the sentences that you have seen here in both caricature? Okay, can you tell me what is the first one? Good. The first question here, what did you do all last week? What did you do all last week? That's good. Can you give me the second one? I worked to create use cases for a special project. Perfect. What is the third one? The good news is that we were able to solve the work life. Now, my question is, so what are the verbs, or what is the tense I conjugate for the verbs that are in red? Okay, for a few minutes. That's good. Okay, the first one we have did, worked, and were able. Did for which verb? Of the first verb, but to do. Thank you. And work, simple past for the verb work. Be careful, worked. We see that after. And we're able to is a verb, to be able to in the simple past. Okay, thank you so much. So the tense is simple past tense. As you know, that simple past tense is the most exciting and important tense in English verb tenses in English language at all. So now, for example, when we can use the simple past and how can we form it and what are the time expressions and, for example, what are the spelling rules? That's what we'll discover after a while. So, for past simple, you have to discover 4 points. In any tense in English, you have to discuss 4 points. Okay, the first one that we discuss is definition and use. As you know, we will talk about simple past. Simple past for an action that starts in past and limited and finish in a specific time in the past. Because if we say simple past, an action that starts in past and finish in a specific, it means present perfect. Be careful, okay? Keep in mind, an action that starts in the past and finish in a specific or limited time in the past. Okay, the second point is the time expressions. For example, when we can use distance, or we can call time expression or time indicators. The third point is form as structure. It means how can we form, for example, the simple past tense. For example, affirmative form, negative form, and question form. And the last one is spelling rules. So let's move now to go to the first one, which is definition. As I said, before, the simple past tense describes an action that he will say stated and began, but every time, at specific time in the past. Now we have here some examples. 2 examples. The first one, I lived in France in 1980. And the second one, he was sick last week, they were late yesterday. My question is, what are the underlined words? What are the underlined words? Thank you. These are time expressions, or we can call him time expressions, okay? So here we have simple past. I'm talking about an action was complete in the past. Here we have Tom went fishing last week. I walked in 2 p.m. yesterday. My family came to visit me last year. So here we have yesterday, last, and past date, and ago. So look what is the structures and the forms. So keep in your mind, when you want, for example, to form or to conjugate the verb simple past or past simple, so keep in mind that we have 2 kinds of verbs. We have regular verbs and we have irregular verbs. So concerning irregular verbs that you have seen here in the board, so what is the form? Only we have the base form, okay, plus ed. So except apart the subject, so we have the base form plus ed. Negative. Subject plus ed plus base form. And the same for all the subject pronoun. Okay, now we move to the question form. The question form, also we need the auxiliary. So I forgot to mention here we are talking about the verb did here as auxiliary, because we talk about the verb to do, sometimes it's as a verb, but here we have as auxiliary. Okay, we move to the question. As you know, affirmative form is in blue, negative is in red, and question is in green. So, did you realize or did you realize that we start with did? So we have did plus subject plus infinitive. And here the same. Every time we can have did, here we have didn't plus infinitive or the main verb. At the same time here did, but here we have the subject, okay, in the middle, and then we have the base form. The last point that I want to, okay, to let you know, how can we use WH question word with the question form? So I can keep the same structure, did plus subject plus base form, but I add the WH word. What does mean WH word? Maybe you can say what, why, when, where, etc. So I keep the same structure and I add only WH word. So this is the entire structure about the past tense. Okay, watch the video and reply to the questions. I can say it. Okay.
Watch and listen. I want something to eat. Maybe candy. I'll just take 1 piece. Yeah. Oh, but there's an apple. Okay, I'll put this back and I'll eat the apple, not the candy. Reading. The following text describes what you saw in the video. Can you find all the verbs in the simple past tense? What happened in the video? Jennifer was at the kitchen table. She wanted to eat something. First, she thought about eating candy. She opened the candy jar in front of her and took out a piece. Now take a moment and try to find the verbs in the simple past tense.
Here, very good. So the verb that we have seen in the video, so we have the verb happened, and also we have the verb was, wanted, thought. We are talking about the picture, the woman that he is talking, okay, is, he thought. And opened, we are talking the picture, the one that was opened the door, and took, we are talking about friends, they are taking snacks about each other. So we have seen, as it's a definition, we have seen time indicator or time expression. So we have from the section, and now we see spelling rules. So what are the spelling changes to form the simple past tense? Okay, so here we have, okay, keep in mind that only we can use spelling rules only for regular verbs, because normally irregular verbs only they change completely. So here we start with the first rule. When you have the verb ending in E, silent E, be careful. For example, we have the name elephant. Elephant here is not silent E, but here we have leave, okay? So, or star. Here only we add D. Why? Because normally we have silent E or the vowel E here in the, okay, in the root verb. Now, the second rule, what is it? But here, I can add another rule, even if we don't have here. So when we have the verb and in consonant or the verb and in silent E, Normally we add, for the consonants, we add ed, but for the verbs that end in silent e, because normally we have in the sound, in the verb, we only add d. Be careful for the consonant plus ed, for the silent e, only d. The other rule here, we have the verbs ending in vowel plus y, as how we have the example, stay or the verb play. So, concerning stay, both of them to end with y, but before y we have another vowel. Here we have a. So what we can do, only we add ed. What we can say, stay, we say stay, and play, we say play. Okay, this another rule also with y, but this one is not, okay, not with vowel, but with consonant. So when we have consonants plus y here, so what we can do? So here we can say that we change y to I and add ed, or we can say that we have to drop y and we add ed. So it can be drop, delete, or change according. So when we drop y or delete y and then we add ied. Example, try, tried, okay? Carry, carried. Be careful, we don't try like tried and only ed. Don't skip y, so we have to delete it. I repeat again, you have to delete y and add ied. So not mix or not confuse between the verbs ending in vowel plus y and the verbs ending in consonant plus y. Now we move to another rule, is one syllable single sound and ending in single consonant. Okay, this rule, CVC rule, we say that when we have consonant, vowel, consonant, what we can do? So we double the last consonant and we add ed, like not, so we say noted. Be careful in the exam. We can, for example, add, we don't double, means it's a mistake. And the same that we have for rip. Here we have rip, we double another consonant and plus ed. So here we have the rule with the CVC. Here I give you, okay, the rules. Or we can do ending. We have ed, here we have ied, here we have ed, and we have d. And here we have different verbs. So this activity, I want you to tell me which verb, okay, the question, we say match the endings. For example, if I take the verb, any verb, for example, walk. For walk, which you can match with the which ending? Yes, few minutes? Very good. Okay, with the ed. Why? Because ending with the k or with consonant. If I'm to give you the verb stop, what is the ending of the verb stop? Okay, double consonant and ed. But why? Why we double the consonant? Why? Very good, because we have CVC at the end, so we double another P and we add ed. Okay, now I want to go to verb study. What you can do for the verb study? Yes? Very good. Okay, so with R-E-D-Y, because study what you have here, we have consonant plus Y. Okay, here we have say, also add with Y. Can you give me another answer? Yes? Very good. ED, because here we have said vowel plus Y. Perfect. Good job. So only I give you here some example to keep in mind that all the endings by practice, by activities, and by multi or extra exercise, so you can master, be sure that you can master spelling rules of simple past. Now, before ending, I want you to play together a game about simple past. Are you ready? So let's play. So be careful. Here we have to do, we're giving the verb picture and guessing what is the verb. First of all, girl, what's the past of the verb? Very good. It's the verb went. I want to do. Now look to the picture and guess what is it? In your opinion, what is this picture? I want to do. Simple, no. School, no. I want to do. Garden, you are near the question. I went to the park. Perfect. I went to the park. Good job. Okay, now we move to another verb. Eating past is the verb ate. Excellent. I ate. What do you think? What can you eat? So let's discover the picture. Can you guess? Tacos, maybe. Yes, chicken, I don't know. Me too. You are near, yes, yes, cheese, yes. Right, I ate pizza. Good job. Now I move to another verb. See in past is so. Be careful, not see. Good. I saw and we see. What do you think we can see? What do you think? Maybe I saw an horse? No, I don't know. An octopus? No. An elephant. Good job. And now we move to the last one, the last verb. Okay, I saw an elephant. Very good. Visit. Visit and past is visited. So what can you visit, for example, the weekend? I visited my, what do you think? My family, friend. Okay, uncle. Excellent, you are near. Okay, my very good. I visit my grandma. Okay, dear students, so now we have at the end of the lesson. I hope that you take some remind because I know that you have holiday about simple past, and I hope that you make sure to move forward for the fullness of all forms of simple past and spelling rules, and get ready, inshallah, for the school, and see you next time. Love you all.